All Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. Mind your money, and recorded in front of a live studio audience.
From the Super Bowl, capital of the world, it's your favorite podcast. This is the announcer guy speaking. It's All Over the Road New Orleans. Yeah. With special guest, Terry Mortz from Athletes in Action, sidekick, Ted Semper, and the king of all podcasting, Victor Del Giorno. Here's Victor Del Giorno.
Let's head to the west, shall we? Ongoing fire threat across Southern California. It has been truly heartbreaking, and when we show you these new images, it really points out how dry the brush is.
Where is he?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Here I is, people.
Victor, checking in.
Here I is. Here he is.
Yeah.
This is U2. The greatest California song ever written and recorded. It's California and All Over the Road. Come on! Great song.
I haven't heard this in a million years.
Check it out right here. Used to be right here in Zuma Beach, baby, California, Los Angeles. My home for 4 years. 4 years, and I did the thing on social media asking for prayer for the people in Los Angeles. There's a couple places you can go. Project Hope has something set up if you want to give. It's a California wildfire relief. You can donate. You can actually save lives. The death toll's up to 45 and growing. Also, you can send food and supplies from greatergood.org, and you can help really make a difference, because there are people that are, and we know after Katrina back in 2005 what it's like to be displaced. All right, and of course there's always the Red Cross, which is always taking donations. Right. And being displaced is a horrible place to be. And at least here in Katrina, we came back, and you can gut a house. So a house that was flooded, you can gut a house, but you can't do anything about a house that's burnt to the ground.
There's nothing left.
No. And you got the insurance companies pulling out. They're gonna say, "Oh, it wasn't an act of God." Yeah. And these people. But let me tell you something. They will come back. And Malibu, as you know, Ted. Mm-hmm. For me and my family, holds a very special place in my heart. I'm being real here.
Yeah.
I mean, for 4 years, I took my little 4-cylinder Mustang and I drove through Las Virgenes Canyon, through the famous tunnel from Calabasas to Malibu, where I had an office in Malibu. It was it was paradise. It was paradise.
Yeah.
And there were the places that I used to go. They're no longer there, like Gladstone's on the PCH, like Moon Shadows. Moon Shadows was a restaurant that you'd sit at, and the waves would actually hit. It was a glass. The back of it was all glass. You could see the ocean, and the waves would actually hit the glass while you were eating. And everybody walked in that place. Yeah. I saw you name a star, I saw him in that place. Yeah. The Malibu Mutt, the Malibu Inn.
All these places gone.
They're gone. Oh, they're gone. Now, it started in the Palisades. It was the Palisades. It's just the The Palisades was like, I don't know. It was almost kind of, the Palisades was a village, okay? Mm-hmm. It was a village, and it was so quaint. And in the Palisades, you had the rich people, but you also had middle class. You had poor people. You had apartment complexes. So there's no, and so it started in the Palisades. The Palisades is a peninsula, all right? And so then when you go down the Pacific Coast Highway from Palisades, you're going to hit Sunset Boulevard. You can take Sunset Boulevard from the PCH all the way into Hollywood, which is a really cool ride. Not depending on when you're riding, because it could be a 3-hour ride depending on the traffic. And so from anywhere from Palisades through Sunset all the way down on the ocean side is totally charred and gone. And which really puzzles me is you got a whole ocean here. Isn't there a way you can put a barge out there and suck the water out of the oceon?
Well, that's what they're fighting about.
I mean, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way. I mean, it was right there. It was right there. All this water, all the water in the world.
I know. And then to say there's not enough water to put these fires out. It's incomprehensible. With the whole ocean
this kind of destruction. I know the area, and I'm going there during Mardi Gras. We're taking a trip out there. Yeah. But it stopped at the Colony.
Yeah.
All right. It stopped right before Malibu Pier. Okay. So you got Malibu Pier, and then you got the Colony. Now, the Colony is where my office was. The Colony is where all the stars live in Malibu. It's a gated community, has private beaches. It's, but these houses, they're not updated. They're not, some of them are kind of shacky. You know what I mean? I mean, now when you get on the other side, like up by Pepperdine, the houses are a little nicer.
Yeah.
Because there was a private beach that we used to go to there in Pepperdine, right down Old Malibu Road, where Old Malibu Road would hit the PCH. And the people are saying that, first of all, these fires don't start by themselves. Yeah. Someone starts the fire. They do. I'm just telling you, they do. People start these fires. Maybe someone being careless in a forest, whatever it is. They just don't start by themselves.
Not necessarily on purpose.
No, not necessarily on purpose, but maybe.
But maybe.
Because this is what the conspiracy theory is saying there. In all the times I lived in Malibu, whenever there was bad weather, the first thing they do is they turn off the power. That's the first thing they do. And the thing that was suspicious about what happened during the fire that broke out along the PCH, the Palisades in Malibu, was that they were fighting these fires and all the power was still on. They never leave the power on, but the power was on. And the rumor is that the conspiracy theory is that they want to turn that into like a French Riviera. They want to put hotels. They want to do all this stuff. Yeah. And if you remember from Katrina, I live in a home in New Orleans that was, mostly old, small A-frame houses that the government came in, bought the property, and then they auctioned off the land. I bought, and that's where I live now. Well, they're going to do the same thing in Malibu. You're going to have people that are going to want to rebuild, and then you're going to have people that just take money from the government. If there's no insurance money, the only way you can is to take the government money. But if you take the government money, you got to go.
Yeah,
they don't give you money to rebuild; they give you money to go. That's a big difference. And so, it's. I would estimate, me knowing the area like I know it, and believe me, nobody knows it better than me. I ratted that whole area like you wouldn't believe. I was everywhere. Yeah. All right. It's going to take 25, 30 years. Yeah, minimum. 25, 30 years. I'll be dead.
120,000 plus homes gone.
I'll be dead when it's back all the way.
And you said this is the biggest disaster ever. It's going to surpass Katrina in money. Money wise. Well, of course, that was 20. Going to be. They're still
it's still adding up. It's not like Katrina was there and gone. Boom.
Yeah.
This is still adding up.
Right.
It's still adding. But praise Almighty God that it stopped at Malibu Pier, and so the Colony was saved, Pepperdine University was saved, and most importantly to me, Paradise Cove. Paradise Cove.
What's that?
Paradise Cove is where they had the old Sandcastle restaurant. And if you watch old Perry Mason episodes, you'll see it. Okay. It was also the place where in the Rockford Files, James Gardner, who played James Rockford in the Rockford File, parked his trailer in Paradise Cove. And every time I go to LA, I go there. That's my happy place. Some people, they like Disneyland. Some people like sporting events. And I like sporting events too, but there's something about Paradise Cove. Yeah. It's just, because you got mountains, you got everything, you got water, and now they've turned it into a big deal. They got a pier there. They've got, and they rent boats and, the paddle boats. You can't surf in Paradise Cove because it's a cove. So there's no waves. There's little waves, but you can't surf. You got to surf. You got to go down, by the pier, by Malibu Pier, if you want to surf, or go up to Zuma, or Point Doom or something. So,
you know what I'm curious about though? There's numerous fires, right? There was like 5 or 6 fires.
Oh, there were 8.
There was 8
total.
fires total. So they weren't all connected.
Now there's some in San Diego.
Now San Diego's got some?
Yes.
I hear about that.
Now there's some in San Diego.
So if somebody started, even if it was an accident, it still makes you wonder, like, why are they're not connected to, the fires don't cross together in separate areas. I mean, close by, but not one fire. It's different fires. How's that possible? I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of questions, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Need to be answered.
Donald Trump will get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what, Donald Trump will do those people right.
Yeah.
And when these 4 years are over, just because of the work that Donald Trump's going to do on this,
I'm
going to make a prediction. California will become a red state.
You think?
I guarantee it.
There's a lot of red pills being taken from this
I guarantee
disaster.
But look, pray for all of our family and friends in Southern California. Yeah. Once again, you can donate at Project Hope. It's secure.projecthope.org. Donate. Also, greatergood.org, California Wildfire Relief, of course, and there's always the Red Cross. We got Terry Bortz coming up next, and we're going to talk about the Superbowl Breakfast down here in New Orleans when we get back. It's All Over the Road, the podcast. Hang on.
But we are going to move as fast as we can, but we want you to be safe, and we want you to be back in your homes immediately.
But the people are willing to clean out their own debris. It doesn't cost a lot.
Yes, and they can.
You should let them do it, because by the time you hire contractors, it's going to be 2 years.
If a family...
People are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves and clean it out.
And they can.
There's not that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
The election's over.
Yes, it is.
The election's over. A lot of people were freaking out because the election. What do I do with my money? How do I invest? The stock market was going crazy the whole time. Gold up to $2,800 an ounce. So now that the election is over, what are you thinking? You're thinking, well, everything's cool now. I don't need gold. Oh, no. Not so fast, my friend.
Hang on.
Not so fast, my friend. Do you know gold is the only real money? Do you know gold is your only protection against a monetary collapse, like the dollar just going bye-bye? Listen, we're not out of the woods yet. This is a very, very anything can happen world. So what do? How do you protect your money? Well, you get something tangible, Ted. You don't sock your money in the bank. You don't sock your money in the sock. You put it into something hard, and that's gold. And the people at Coin Trader Inc. can help you. All you got to do is call them, tell them the King of All Podcasting sent you. And guess what? They're going to give you some free silver. Ooh, absolutely free. They call it minding your money. Look, they've been in business for over 30 years. They're the best in the business. They sponsored this podcast. Give them a call. Coin Trader Inc. Mind your money. And tell them the King of All Podcasting sent you. It's the frozen tundra. It's Ray Nitschke. It's Tommy Kramer. Vince Lombardi, the legendary Green Bay Packers, the greatest Packer of them all, was number 15. Bart Starr, a man of integrity, a man of conviction. One of the most prestigious awards you could win is the Bart Starr Award, presented by Athletes in Action. And the Bart Starr of Athletes in Action is the lovely and talented Terry Bortz. There she is.
I wonder if you ever thought of yourself as the Bart Starr.
She's the Bart Starr of events.
Yeah. Terry, God bless you. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
We had you right here in the Coin Trader studio. What about a year ago?
Yes. She's a lovely lady.
Know.
Lovely. This is, in case you don't know, this lady is a very remarkable lady.
Yeah.
She has been doing this for years, and she's raised kids, single mom. This is a woman you can really admire, a godly woman, and she's done such a great job. And I was looking at the sponsors that you got. You killed it.
Yeah,
really, Ted, is there a sponsor sheet there? I don't know what I did with it. But you got all the big boys here in New Orleans. You got Entergy. You got everybody.
The the Saints are our top sponsor, along with the Danos family, and Oshner and Entergy, and I mean, there's so many. It's New Orleans has been very kind to us this year.
Well, we love the event. We don't ever want to lose it. The interesting story about Danos. Danos used to be Danos and Cure-All, okay? And then I guess they dumped Cure-All for some reason. And I used to do their radio commercials back in the 80s, Danos and Cure-All. But Entergy, everybody, I mean, what a great job you did. Really, congratulations. You did a fantastic job. Fantastic.
Thank you.
And, of course, in case you don't know, the Super Bowl is going to be here in New Orleans on February the 9th. And on Saturday, February the 8th at 8 a.m. at the Ernest Morial Convention Center, I would like to see that changed to a different name just between you and me, Ted. Okay. Is the presentation of the 2025 Bart Starr Award. Now, Athletes in Action, the Bart Starr Award is a very prestigious award. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it was created to honor the NFL players who best exemplify outstanding character and leadership in the home, on the field, and the community. And I am proud to announce, and of course, with your permission, Terry, the winner of this year's Bart Starr Award is our very own Cameron Jordan. And just a great Saints player, a future Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
And, Terry, I'm a big fan of Cam's. I've had many encounters with Cam. And I'm going to tell you a story, I'm going to tell you later, not right now, because we want to talk to you about the event. So welcome. We appreciate you spending time with us. Tell us all the good stuff. Tell us all the juicy stuff that we're going to be at the Super Bowl breakfast.
Yeah.
What do we have? What do we have? We have pancakes. We have sausage, French toast. What are we having?
What's on the menu?
We're going to have bacon and eggs and potatoes.
Good.
Yeah.
So when we get too fancy, people complain. So we got the basics. But Tony Dungy will be there to present the award to Cameron Jordan.
Awesome.
And in fact, Tony made the phone call to surprise Cameron like last week, I think it was. And Cameron's parents were on the line as well. And his mom was teary-eyed and his dad was just so proud of him. So that was a great moment.
Are you familiar with his dad?
No.
His dad was an unbelievable tight end for the Vikings.
Oh,
unbelievable.
Awesome.
He was a great player.
Yeah.
I was a Lions fan. He killed us. His name was Steve Jordan. He was a great player. And what I like about what you did with that, and I saw the video when the call was made. What I like what you do about that is the Hall of Fame in Canton does something very similar. I don't know if you know that. Do you know that?
No.
Except, okay, so if a guy is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, they take the head of the Hall of Fame in Canton, and they go to the guy's house and they knock on his door. And the guy comes out and he sees the gold jacket, and the guy just, oh my God, I'm in the Hall of Fame, And I kind of like the way you did that with the phone call, because it really does legitimize just how important this award is. It is a great award there's maybe only one other award, in my opinion, that's probably, equal or maybe slightly greater, and that's the Walter Payton Award. The Man of the Year. So tell me, who were the finalists? Were there finalists or?
There were finalists, but I don't know them by heart. I'd have to pull them up.
I'd kind of like to know who he was competing against.
Well, how do they get nominated, or how does that work?
Okay, so how it works is each team in September, when the season starts, we ask each team to nominate one player based on the criteria that Bart Starr came up with years ago. And like you said, character, integrity, and leadership, community service. But they also cannot be a rookie. Bart always wanted people who were in the league for at least 5 years. He wanted people who were proven that they're in it for the long haul. So all of our winners have been in the league probably 8 years plus, some up to 15 years. So out of those 30 some odd nominations, we whittle it down to the top 10 based on Bart's criteria. We put that on a digital ballot that the NFL helps us with. They email it out to all the players. So you're being voted on by your peers, by those who know you the best. And the players vote, and then it's all tallied online, and we get the finalists and we get the winners. And it's really exciting because we don't pick it. The players do.
Well, and it's a good thing that I think you can only win it once. Isn't that true? You can only win it once?
That's true.
Because
and you have to be an active player.
Yeah, because if not, DeMario Davis would win it every year.
Has he won it in the past?
Oh, yeah, he's won it. He's won it.
Yeah.
And DeMario's been on our show before. We love DeMario, and we love Cameron. And what kind of a crowd are we looking at as far as people showing up?
Yeah, there'll be at least 1,200. We're hoping for 1,500. That would be a sellout. We have less than 50 tables left. Tables are assigned on a first-come, first-served basis, so we're really encouraging people not to wait. I know everybody likes to wait to the last minute, but we hope they won't. But yeah, they're well,
I got to still sign up for my table. I haven't done anything. I need to sign up for my table.
People like to wait to the last minute. See, there you go.
I don't know. I just had so much stuff going on.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
true.
just, but I plan on getting a table, so put me down for a table, will you?
Well, you have to go to superbowlbreakfast.com.
Okay, there you go, Ted. Take care of that.
Superbowlbreakfast.com.
Ted, take care of that for me. Take care. We were talking about when we had you on, I think, was back in, maybe in the spring, we had you in.
Yeah, it was it was earlier last year or sometime.
Yeah, we had you all on, and you were talking about it could be at the Hyatt, it could be the Sheraton. But with 1,200 people, you kind of outgrew the hotels, right?
Well, we actually did.
Yeah.
1,500 is our target. Yeah, and that's why we went to the convention center, because they were just a little bigger.
Now, you're going to the NFL this is going to be the same place where they're having the NFL experience, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And the media center there.
Yeah.
So now people that go and they maybe buy a table or get tickets to the event, are they able to experience the NFL experience, or is that a separate deal?
That's separate.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that. When was the last time the Super Bowl was here? It was 13? Was it
2013.
Yeah, and I went to the NFL experience. Have you ever been to that?
I kicked a 35-yard field goal.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's fun to
right down Broadway, right down the middle.
Even if you can't go to the game or whatever, just check that out.
Oh yeah. Great.
And I think it's open the week leading up to the Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for about a week.
NFL experience.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. What else? Other kind of goodies can we look forward to? Mm-hmm. Because I got the release here, and it talks about some, some of this stuff. But any surprises? Who are some? I mean, Dungy. Who else is going to be there?
Well, DeMario and Tamala Davis will be there.
Okay.
Mike Singletary, Benjamin Watson. So these are all former, and current Saints players, but they all have won the Bart Starr Award. And so we love them, and we love having them back on the program. We also have John Summerall, the head coach at Tulane.
Yep.
And we have Bart Starr Jr. Bart and Cherry Starr now have both passed away. Usually one or both of them would be at the breakfast, or they would make the phone call that Tony made. That's kind of the history of that. So Bart Starr Jr., their son, will be there representing the family.
By the way, excellent choice of picking Tony to make that call. And you're going to use him for henceforward, correct?
We are. 2014 was when Bart had his stroke and couldn't come in person anymore, and that's when Tony took over the presentation.
No, that was a good move. That was a great move. That was the perfect guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love Tony.
Was that your decision, of course, Terry? I'm sure it was.
I'm sure I had a say, but
I'm sure it was. So
yeah, we're pretty excited. It's going to be a great program.
It is. It's going to be really good. And if you need more information on that, I mean, it's real simple. It's Athletes in Action. And it's Super Bowl Breakfast.
.com.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct. Super Bowl Breakfast.com. Yeah.
Yep.
Everything's at superbowlbreakfast.com.
Okay. You want me to give you a quick little Cam Jordan story?
Yeah, I want to hear. Oh, you're talking to Terry.
I'm talking to Terry.
I want to hear it too.
You want to hear a good Cam Jordan? Okay. Here we go. Okay. So I'm downtown New Orleans, right? And I'm coming out of Blaze Pizza. All right. Which is in CBD. And right around the corner from Blaze Pizza is Willa Jeans. I don't know if you've ever been to Willa Jeans. It's like comfort food, Terry. Okay, you still with me, Terry? Are you still here? Okay,
this is really some knowledge stuff.
So, I come out of Blaze Pizza, and it's a corner, and it's a blind corner. So I'm coming down the street, and here comes Cameron, and we come around the corner, and we literally bump into each other. Okay, now I'm not a small guy.
Yeah.
All right, but this guy is massive
in width. Let me just specify.
Yeah,
not the tallest guy, but
no.
Got your
right. I'm a little widthy.
And what's Cam like 6'4"?
Oh, geez, he's like 6'5", 270 or something. He's just huge. He's a mountain of a man. Yeah. So I literally bounce off of him, Jared, right? Yeah. And so immediately I recognize him. All right. And I go, hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You know what he did? He messed up my hair and walked away. Like I was a little kid.
Yeah.
He reached down, which he was reaching down, and he messed up my hair and walked away. So I said, that's hilarious. So about maybe a couple months later, I'm at the airport. I'm flying somewhere. I don't know where. And he was flying the same place. I don't know where we were going. And we're at the gate. So I walk up to him, hey, Cam, how you doing? Vic Del Giorno. God bless you. I'm praying for you to stay healthy. It's good to see you. And I told him this. Terry, I go, you want to hear a good Cam Jordan story? And he goes, yeah. So I said, well, I told him the story. I'm walking out of Willa Jeans, walking on Willa Jeans. I'm walking out of a place, we bump into each other. He messes up my hair and walk away. And he goes, dude, I remember that. But that's the kind of guy he is, though.
Yeah.
he's a great personality, and I think that I can guarantee you when he's done with football, I mean, he's going to be in broadcasting of some sort.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ted.
No,
He's got a great personality.
Yeah, he is. He's got great personality.
He's he's got the Cam Jordan Foundation.
Yes, he does.
Which I'm sure that's recognized by getting this award, Bart Starr Award. He's been doing that. He's been with the Saints. I think it's the only team he's played for. Which is kind of rare these days, but it's true.
And it will be the only team he plays for.
Yeah,
that's
true. So definitely deserving of this Bart Starr Award for sure.
I finally found your 3 finalists.
Okay, give me him.
Yeah.
Give me him.
I mean, besides Cam, Logan Cook with the Jaguars.
Okay.
Dawson Knox with the Bills.
Okay, Knox,
Derwin James.
Yeah, Knox is a tight end.
Yeah.
And who was the other? What was the last one?
The last one was Derwin James with the Chargers.
Oh, Derwin James is a beast.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that guy is a bad dude. He is a bad. Those are good ones.
Yeah.
So now, who comes up with all those? Is it a committee or?
It's the team.
The team. She said
that's right.
Each
Stupid
gets to nominate a player.
Yeah. Well, the team nominates one person, one player, right?
Yeah.
Just one.
Right.
Correct. Yeah. And then everybody votes. So Cam Jordan gets it. Now, how many Saints have won in the past? You said Demario Davis. Has there been others?
Yeah, Drew Brees.
Okay. Yeah.
Who else? Terry Saints.
With the Saints, Benjamin Watson.
Oh, Ben. Yeah, Ben.
Yeah.
Ben went to our church when he was here.
Yeah. He doesn't live in New Orleans anymore, does he?
No.
Yeah. Neither does Drew.
No, but I'm telling you, he's buying up real estate like crazy.
He's here a lot. Yeah.
But God, he just bought up a big old shopping center.
Yeah.
He's just buying up stuff.
Yeah. It's good to have a Saint win again.
Yeah, it is. It's better that you buy up land than buying.
After the season, we just
buying. Who buys $10 million worth of diamonds? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, Terry. Anything else you want to say or that you want to plug or? Hey, when we come, can we get some interviews?
You can sign up for a media pass. I'm not sure exactly how they're working the press conference.
So how do I do that?
Just send me an email and I'll forward it on to our media guy.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
do We're going to do that.
Yeah,
in fact, I think you can sign up on.
Yeah.
I think you can sign up on the website under the media link.
Everything in this life, you got to sign up on some dumb website.
I know.
A QR code. They send you a code. They send you a 4-digit. I'm tired of it.
Well, Terry's busy.
She's very busy. He's got a big event coming up.
I mean, what's it? Today's the 14th. What day's the Super Bowl? The 9th?
Well, we can definitely get a Terry Bortz interview. We can definitely get a Terry Bortz interview, correct?
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
Okay, good. That's all. All right, her name is Terry Bortz. She's she is what you would call the Jefe of Athletes in Action.
That's
and this is where this is where the buck stops. Congratulations again, Terry, on an unbelievable event and the job you did. It's just phenomenal. I wish I could find a sponsor like that for this podcast, but I can't. Appreciate you. Appreciate it.
Poor Vic.
Studio audience. Let's have a big round of applause for Terry Bortz.
Yeah. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry. God bless you, babe.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Terry Bortz. Terry Bortz. It's a fine lady.
I mean, I might get a press pass and go cover that.
Yeah, we're going to look into that.
We didn't find out if we get the breakfast. Do we get to eat the breakfast?
Well, of course you get to eat the breakfast.
If you're just in the press pass area or the press with the press.
Yes,
you sure?
Indeed.
You sure?
All right, we're going to be back to wrap it up. We're going to talk a little Biddy ball. You ever heard of
Biddy ball? Biddy basketball.
Biddy basketball.
I used to play Biddy basketball.
Biddy basketball.
Yeah, I know exactly what
it's coming up next and All Over the Road, the podcast. Hang on.
And your 2025 Bart Starr Man of the Year Award is going to New Orleans Saints' very own Cam Jordan. Over the past few weeks, we've highlighted the various humanitarian efforts led by Cam Jordan and his foundation. Highlights include visiting local schools, shoe drives, and food giveaways. I mean, Cam Jordan has just been displaying God's love throughout the entire city of New Orleans. We already know Cam Jordan is about making impact on the field, but honestly, off the field is where he makes an even greater mark. Today, he was awarded this achievement by coaching great Tony Dungy, actually in the Saints facility. So shout out Cam Jordan and the Cam Jordan Foundation.
Basketball Jones, I got a basketball Jones, got a basketball Jones, oh baby, ooh.
Yes, indeed. It's basketball season here in New Orleans, and we're not talking about the Pelicans. Oh, no. We're not talking about LSU. No. We're not even talking about Tulane or Loyola or Archbishop Rummel. We're talking about the Lakeshore Playground.
Oh,
Jazz.
Playground.
The Jazz. The Jazz and their head coach, Coach Nick Voebel.
Yeah, it's coach.
He's the head coach.
Right.
And they are in the championship game Friday night at Lakeshore.
Get out of here.
And, of course, my two grandsons play on the team. Goozy, Ford, Thomas, Katie's boy, is he's one of the stars of the team. I mean, he's amazing. He's a defensive genius. And we got him and a couple other kids, and they're peaking at the right time. And I just feel good about their chances. I really do. I feel good about their chances.
How old are you boys?
They're 7.
Both of them.
They'll
seven.
both be 8 in August.
They're like a day apart.
3 days apart. 3 days apart. Yeah. And so I thought what we could do real quick is try to get the head coach of the Lakeshore Jazz, Nick Voebel, who is one of my regular companions when I go to the Pelican games, because what I like about Nick is he don't mind driving. And, of course, that's very important to me.
Hey, I drove, too. I just don't mind.
Yeah, I like it.
I drove. You didn't mind me? No, you don't mind. You do mind me driving. I'm not that good. I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's an equal trade.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, so I put up with the pain and agony of you driving.
Put up. I got you.
Yeah. At least you're driving.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell Nick we were calling, so I don't know if he's even going to pick up.
Yeah.
He may or may not.
I like to hear what the word is from the coach.
I know, me too.
What's he saying?
Let me leave a message.
Hi, you reached Nick. Please leave your name, number, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Hey, Nick, we're doing a podcast. Remember, the podcast used to be the executive producer of.
He hasn't been here for like 4 seasons.
Bailed 5 seasons ago.
Missed a few.
We're doing a segment on the Lakeshore Jazz and want to hear from the head coach. So call us back. We're going to be talking this up for a few minutes. If I don't hear from you, you missed your chance of.
We're still rooting for you either way.
Yeah, your 15 minutes of fame will be over. Okay.
Yeah.
So
it reminds me when you yelled at the Pelicans coach. Do you remember?
That's right, I did.
Yeah. Can I tell that story?
Go ahead, tell the story.
Unless you wanted to say something.
No, you tell the story.
Okay, so we're at the Pelicans game was what? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I know the Pelicans at that time had won 5 games. I think they're up to like 8 or 9.
Yeah, they've won a few games.
So they've won a few more, but we're sitting in the first row right behind the announcers, the TV announcers.
Joel Myers.
Was it Joel Myers?
Joel Myers, my friend.
I was very impressed that he would stop, not every break, but when, we'll be back after those, however you do his voice better than I do.
Joel Myers.
Yeah, we'll be back. He turned around and we were like right behind him, right? He started talking to Vic.
Of course.
During the breaks.
He's a friend of mine.
So you see how close we were to the court.
Oh, yeah.
Which is maybe 10 feet from the actual area where the players can go and the coach's course up and down. So what's his name? Willie Green.
Willie Green, head coach.
I remember his name only because of what you said to him. And you were yelling, Willie Green. I'm like, what's his name? I didn't really know, but it's Willie Green, the head coach. And Vic says at a kind of a quiet time.
It was,
because you really get the feel of the game sitting in the first row.
Well, yeah,
as opposed to anywhere else.
I have a right to say things though, because I paid the money.
You do, yes.
I paid the damn money.
You do, and so he's the at this point was second quarter.
I don't remember.
Or second half. I can't remember. It was close to the halftime, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways, and it was kind of a quiet time. It was like the play had stopped, and Willie's up and down pacing.
Willie's like 4 feet from us.
He's having problems with his team,
he's
he's got a lot of problems.
He does.
With his team.
He does.
And Vic says loud and clear, Willie, none of those shouts are good. Like the team, implying the team is taking bad shots.
Take high percentage shots.
They're
Get a good look.
Yeah.
Good look. Just don't throw balls up.
They're just putting them up.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it'll go in.
Yeah, you don't care.
And Willie stops in his tracks.
Yeah, and I let them hands up like,
but then he looks right at you.
Of course he did, yeah.
Looks at you. For a good, now, it doesn't sound like a long time, but when you're at an NBA basketball game, 2 seconds? I would say about 2 seconds.
I thought he was going to pound me.
He gave you a good 2 seconds.
I thought he was going to pound me.
One of the girls in the scores desk there, she looks at you. Yeah. Or looks at both of us because she didn't really know who said it.
Well, they know me.
Because we're right next to each other.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe you couldn't really tell. And then Willie walks, gets back to the game or whatever. So then 5 minutes, 10 minutes after that, the security lady comes down and gets in my face.
That's right.
You can't talk to the players or the coach like that.
It's kind of like I farted and blamed it on you.
Yeah, and I said, I just said, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything because I didn't. And then she said, well, what'd you say or something like that? I said, I didn't say anything. And then you go, we said Merry Christmas. She didn't believe that. But then you started kind of getting more a little conversation with her, and then she cut it off. And so I thought we were going to get ejected. But we didn't. No. I thought it was a possibility.
Well, when you go down there, you sit on the floor.
Really? Why can't you, like you said, why can't you? You're a season ticket holder sitting there.
Oh, no.
And what you said was not profanity.
I've talked to the coaches many times.
What's her deal?
It was just a lady. It would just have to be that lady had something in her crawl. But when you go and you sit on the floor, there's a little card attached to your seat that tells you can't make anything. You can't make the players or coaches or anyone associated with the clubs uncomfortable. I've been called underneath before, by the gold jacket guys and
and at Pelicans games.
Absolutely,
yeah.
And but the thing is, I never use any profanity. I never say anything mean.
Yeah.
I do get calls from now and then. I'll get the referees' names. I get the referees' names, as you know. I got their names, and they go, "Hey, Jerry," and I work the refs.
But see, something like that's okay.
Yeah.
But since you said it to the coach of the home team,
and plus he's on the hot seat. This guy.
Yeah.
This guy's on the hot seat. Yeah. This guy's gone.
And believe me, Vic wasn't the only guy saying stuff.
No.
He just was the guy that the coach actually heard,
right,
and knew where it was coming from. Is this
okay?
Nick?
Here it is. This is Coach Nick.
This is Coach Nick.
Let's get him on here.
Let's get Nick.
Hold on. What's going on?
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Hey, Nicholas.
Nick.
What are we doing?
Here we go. Here he is. It's Coach Nick Voebel. Lakeshore Jazz.
What do the kids call him?
They call him Coach.
Coach Nick or Coach? Coach, just Coach.
So
Coach.
Well, congratulations! You got yourself in the big dance game, the big game.
The job is not done.
Just one game away, right?
Now tell me.
Yeah.
Now tell me, what are your plans? What kind of strategy you got for the championship game between, I believe, the team you're playing are the 76ers?
No, we're going to be playing against the Raptors.
Oh, okay. So it's Jazz Raptors.
Okay.
Jazz versus the Raptors.
And this is
in a final matchup.
And this is 7 and 8 year old boys and at Lakeshore.
Yeah. So as the Jazz, your team, the Jazz, have you played the Raptors this season? I'm assuming yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played them twice this season, and it's 2 of our 3 losses that we've had this year.
They haven't beaten them yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're the underdogs in this one.
Okay.
They got this little curly-haired kid that's pretty good.
Well, you're overdue.
Yep.
So what? But you did have the best record though in the league, right? You do have the best.
We
record.
did have the most wins. Yeah, we had the most wins. We went 7-3 on the regular season, and the next best team, or no, I'm sorry, maybe we went 8-3, and then the next best team had 7 wins.
Well, now you're 10-3.
Well, we're in the playoffs now, so the records we're 2-0 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, so you're 10-3. No, when you go in the play, you still have a record. I mean, look at you still have a record.
Well, he means the regular
like
season.
college football. They still have a record.
The only record I care about right now is winning the playoffs and getting in this championship game and winning that one too.
That's right. He's focused.
Were you in the text thread this morning where I left the conversation? Were you in that?
No, that was a different text group.
Okay, well, I was in this text group. Let me tell you something, Coach. I don't know if you approve of this or not, but I was in a text group. Now, one of the guys that plays for their team is Jake.
I don't approve text groups.
Okay, good. Thank you very much for saying that. Thank you.
I'm out on text groups.
I am too. Thank you. So I'm in this text group. Yeah. I got forced into it. I left the conversation. Oh. But there's this little kid that played for the Nuggets the other night who was one of my baseball players. His name is Jake Dan. He's a great kid. And, and he played his heart out. And, he had him and my grandson. My grandson was covering him, and he had a rough night, and he was crying at the end. I want a kid to cry when he loses. Mm-hmm. Give me the kid that cries. I don't care about X's and O's. I care about the Jimmies and the Joes. That's all I care about. And I told the kids that before the game. I hope you didn't mind me telling them that. But
they appreciated that pep talk you gave them before the game.
Thank you.
It's got him this far.
I almost had to coach because Matt was kind of late. I almost had to be the assistant coach.
Oh. You almost had to be.
So Matt's assistant.
Matt's the assistant, but he don't know anything. Matt doesn't know a darn thing. He doesn't even know.
Matt's just the face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a good face.
Yeah, he's eye candy. He's a little eye candy is what he is.
You see him out there in his little quarter zip pullover that he's got on, and he just looks like a coach. He looks like an assistant coach.
I mean, no offense, Nick, but you're not eye candy, and he is.
No,
stop it.
No, I
offense,
am the ogre coach out there. I'm just an ogre that wears the same outfit 3 times a week.
Okay, so we love Jake, all right? And Jake lost last night. He was crying. And so the text thread came out tonight. It was from our photographer, or if we have official photographer. Yeah. And he was talking about how Goose shut down Goozy, which is my grandson Ford's nickname. We call him Goose. Yeah. Goose shut down Jake. Goose made Jake cry and all this stuff. And so I read this text message. And I tell him, Jake was crying because he's a competitor. Okay, and give me the kid that cries every time. I don't care about X's and O's. I care about Jimmy's and Joe's. Yeah. All right. So from there, then Katie starts in on me. Yeah. She starts in on me. Well, you know what, Dad? Listen, you know what, Dad? Just because you weren't celebrated for your accomplishments when you were a kid, now she's digging into my freaking childhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just because.
There?
Yeah. Just because you didn't get the support. Just because you didn't get the
that
support.
cuts deep.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
I know.
I don't know what it is about her lately. So anyway, I
She's got a way of saying the thing that just hurts.
Yeah. Oh, she does.
So I say this. I say to the group, I say I said it is a team game. Okay. Mm-hmm. There's no goose in team. There's no I in team. Okay. It's just competitors. And I said,
there's an I in competitor.
There is an I in competitor. Thank you for that, Nick. Well, I could read you the oh, you know what? I left the conversation, so I don't have that anymore, right? Once I leave, I can't read it now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe you still might have it, but you just can't interact. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you something. She was so
who was on this text? Is this family members? And
it's a
not the kids.
No. It's, I think it was me.
No, we're keeping the kids off of the cell phone.
Yeah. It was the kids. It was all kids and
They're 7 years old. I forgot. Yeah,
it was all parents.
Yeah.
It was the parents and grandparents.
Okay.
But somehow you were left out of it, Nick. I don't know why.
Used to coach.
I don't think I was in it. Mr. Mike sends the pictures to me and Emmy. Like me and Emmy and Mr. Mike have a group.
Yeah. Mike's the guy that made Mike and Nick are the guys that made my teeth. All right. So
yeah.
Okay, so this is a big game. I mean, obviously you're familiar with the opponent. You played him twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now they do have a kid on the team that is a guy that can light it up, and he can make things very difficult. What are your plans to shut him down?
Well, we're going to go with the similar strategy that we used in the previous game that we just had last night, where we'll just have a kid standing, on his hip inside of the defensive perimeter that we have to stay inside of. And we'll just have a kid stand, next to him and follow him around. And I won't worry about playing a zone defense or a man defense. I'm just going to have one kid shadow the very good basketball player, and then everybody else is just playing zone and rebounding.
Okay, now the kid that's going to be shadowing him is Goose, right?
Well, when Goose is in, it'll be Goose. And when Goose is not in, it'll be probably Bennett.
Oh, Bennett? Okay.
Or Hack.
So, Jake is this good player? Is he the guy you talk about?
No. This other Jake's done. This is the other kid. I don't know the curly haired kid's name.
Why is he done?
Because they lost last night.
Oh, that was another team.
Yes,
that was an elimination game.
I don't know. Show me the brackets. Jeez, I don't know. I'll just sit here and listen. Go ahead.
Apparently, they have this defensive perimeter.
I got you.
Where if the players, and I didn't know this until last night, if the player stands behind this perimeter, you can't go out and cover him. All you can do is put your hands up. And I was trying to tell Nick about when we were kids, the hand in the face, the vision.
Yeah.
The hand in the face. You block his vision. You don't have to you just put the hand in the face. And I was demonstrating to you, Nick, the hand in the face.
That's important.
Well, yeah.
You didn't seem to get it. You didn't seem to get it.
No, at any point I could have shot over you. Yeah, at any point.
No, I know you can shoot over.
Can I ask Nick?
Listen, I'm not. No.
I would like to ask Nick a question about you.
No.
Are you interfering with his coaching?
No, I'm just saying
sounds
this.
like it.
It has nothing to do with him. I'm not trying to block your shot, Nick. I'm trying to obstruct your vision.
Well, we know what you're trying to say.
You see?
I mean,
okay.
I get that.
I was just saying I understand what you're saying, but from my position where I was in last night when you were trying to play defense on me, it didn't impair my my ability to get to the rim or shoot the ball.
You never got out of the chair to do it right.
I didn't have to. In my mind, I was cutting donuts.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to go out in the court, and I'm going to show you how effective it is.
Okay.
I'm going to show you at 64. I'm going to show you
when I'm 64
how effective
I will show you.
It is.
And let me tell you, I
things.
can't wait to see it.
Okay, now listen. Now here's another thing I want to talk about, and now at these games, this is how it goes, Ted.
Yeah.
They play a first half. They play 4-minute quarters. They play 4-minute quarters. Continuous running clock, unless you call timeout.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so
Or foul,
which they rarely call. You can put the ball like on your arm like a Heisman Trophy and run down the court. They don't care.
They don't call.
They don't call nothing.
Let it go.
They don't call a lot of fouls, and they don't call a lot of.
Let them play. Let the kids play.
Yeah, you got to really mug the kid. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, so you get the 2 quarters, and then there's a halftime. Well, at halftime, they line up all the kids at the free throw line. Every kid shoots a free throw.
Yeah.
And what? There's 10 kids. How many kids? Is it 10?
We have 8.
8 kids. And what if the team's got more kids? Do they get more shots?
Yeah, well, no. If a team's got, like, say for instance, we play against a team that has 9 kids, and all 9 kids are there, then one of my kids will get to shoot twice, and I get to pick whichever one I want to shoot twice.
Okay,
that's fair.
Okay. So normally, who would that be?
If I'm letting somebody shoot twice, it's probably either going to be Heath or it's going to be Goozy, or maybe even Bennett.
Well, Heath has been kind of cold. Heath has been a
little cold,
but he can shoot.
You know, that's the thing. It's a game of percentages, and so he's been cold. That means that Friday night he's probably going to be hot.
That's what I mean. He can shoot. So now it's
he's a microwave oven. He gets fast. He gets hot fast.
So here's the deal, Ted. If you get your guys to make, let's say 6, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, and the other team gets 2. I mean, a 4-point. In this league, you get a 6-7 point lead. That's a big lead.
That's a big lead.
That's a big lead. So I would say that you really, really need to, maybe before the game, just shoot free throws.
See, I've tried all kinds of strategies as this season has worn on as to how to effectively get the kids to hit the free throws. And I've done all different type of warm-ups where we're just doing layups, we're just shooting jump shots. I've done where in the warm-up period that we have before the game, we just shoot free throws before the game.
Right.
And none proved to work better than the other. I would rather during the warm-up time that I have with them, let them shoot some layups and shoot some jump shots that they'll probably be shooting in the game because those points are worth 2. And then, yes, the free throws are free points, but we've had a game where we just randomly hit 6 out of 8. But I repeated that same strategy the next game, and then we hit 1 free throw the following game. Yeah. So it's indifferent of the warm-up strategy. It's just whether or not the kids have practiced.
Okay, now in our younger years, when Ted and I wore younger man's clothes, we worked at various radio stations, and we were always able to muster up a basketball team. We were always able to and we were always able to get free shoes. We did. We got free shoes. Yeah. And we get a basketball team. But let me tell you something about Ted. Okay, Ted never in his life has ever passed the basketball.
That's not true.
You never passed the basketball.
Maybe to you.
No, you don't pass it, period. You never pass it. But anyway, I digress.
Okay, go ahead.
I digress,
Sorry.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Now, this is let me ask you this. I'm going to test your free throw knowledge, Coach. You ready?
Coach.
What do you think is the most important tip you can give a guy shooting free throws?
Relax.
Okay, we'll relax. Okay, take your time. Okay, but something like that. You're missing one. You're missing the most important thing.
Follow through.
Make it.
That's important.
I don't know. Make it. No. Is number 1.
Make the ball go into the rim.
I got this from a guy that used to play for the Bulls.
I know what it is.
What?
It's envision yourself making the shot, and you will make it.
Kinda. The guy that taught me this is Norm Van Leer, the great Chicago Bull. Norm Van Leer. And he said, you fix your eyes on the very front of the rim, and you don't take your eyes off it, and you just shoot. You fix you fix your eyes in the very front of the rim, the very front. You got your eyes on that. You concentrate on the front of the rim, and you just shoot. You let it go, and balls go in. There you go. That's what Norm Van Leer, the Chicago Bulls.
You would know, I guess.
The Bulls.
I appreciate that.
The Bulls. Well, Nick, it's going to be a big event. We're going to be there.
What's a big game?
Are you recording me on the board right now?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Of course I am.
Yes.
Okay, because it doesn't sound like it's a radio production, and I'm definitely not hearing the applause. Like, I feel like the applause button should be going off a lot more.
It's been going off. It just went off.
It's going off.
That's the thing. I don't know if your phone's paired to the board. I think you guys have been talking to air the whole time.
That's that old executive producer coming through.
It is.
I heard y'all talking smack about the executive producer. Y'all
No.
decided to start recording the show during banking hours, and so then I can't do it.
We're a couple retirees over here with a
I
hobby.
heard you guys talking on the voicemail about me.
Yeah, and I also said you can come back anytime.
It's Coach Nick Voebel. Coach Nick Voebel, the Lakeshore Jazz.
But
The big
as
game
for
Friday
now,
night at Lakeshore.
You're
What's tip-off?
focused on
Nick? What time's
basketball.
tip-off?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock tip-off. So want to get yourself on the Lakeshore Playground. Nick, no, really, congratulations. You did a great job. I'm really proud of you. You did a great job coaching the kids. You're really good with the
job
kids.
is not done.
That's right.
Well, you know what? To me, I don't know. I'm all right. I'm satisfied enough.
Yeah,
I really am.
Yeah?
Are you gonna talk to the team?
You know what was equally fun last night?
Yeah.
What?
Equally fun last night was placing a bet on the Rams to win.
Tell Nick the story. I was right. I knew everything. I knew it.
Uh-huh.
And you know what? I'm letting it roll.
Yep.
Last night after the game, we're over here watching the playoff game, the Rams and the Vikings. I go, Nick, I guarantee you the Rams are going to win this game. I know it.
And what happened?
I know it. No,
They won. They won.
I told them the front four. I told them everything was going to happen. And
and then in that moment, I just became Vic's bookie and I placed the bet.
Placed the bet. We won $400. So I'm going to let it roll because I've been picking all the playoff games. All of them.
Is this on what? DraftKings or something?
I don't know. Which one you use?
We were on FanDuel. I'm a big FanDuel guy.
FanDuel, baby.
Shout out to FanDuel.
I'm going to let it roll all the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like this week.
Yeah, so if you wanted, I think we're the underdogs. So if you place a bet on the Lakeshore Jazz to win, you're looking at
what's the money line?
We're like plus 200 right now. So
Plus
I mean, it's
200?
easy money. Yeah, plus 200. You can make an easy double up.
You got to win though if it's easy money. It's not easy money unless you win.
They gotta win.
Well, we're gonna make it look close, and then we're gonna try to squeak a win out at the end. That's what we do.
Well, I got all the confidence in the world. You did a great job this year. I got you down for Coach of the Year. His name's Nick Voebel, former executive producer.
All right,
usually Coach of the Year goes to the coach that is the worst or has the worst team and does like a decent job somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not thrilled to be Coach of the Year, but I want to be a champion.
All right, Nick. All right, enough for you.
Okay.
All right, got it.
All right.
That's it.
All right, have fun, guys.
That's it, Coach.
Bye.
All the other podcast is a presentation of the All Over the Road Podcast Network with Ted Semper, my sidekick. I'm Victor Del
That was
Giorno.
pretty in depth.
That was very in depth.
That was the longest segment of the podcast.
Don't forget to check us out on the socialist media, Instagram.
Yeah.
We're on Stitch. We're on Snatch.
And
we're all of them.
even TikTok, at least for now.
TikTok until we get kicked off again.
Well, until they are still there.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows? But don't forget, if you do like the show, don't forget to share the show.
Share the show.
Because
please.
sharing is what? Ted?
Are you ready?
Yes.
This is it. Sharing is caring.
Hello?
Martha,
Yes.
how about another one of them grape sodas?
Come on, this Coin Trader Studios, we're bringing it live. And who am I? I go by the name of Darkest Night. And Jada Hoyos is the one who brings a sick beat, to which we're getting pumped for topics this week. So now you grab my grape soda and take a sip, while I turn it over to Katie, Nick, Ted, and Vic. It's all over. We're all over the road. We got a brand new show, so just lo and behold, from the bayou to the city to the burbs to the swamps, you better know what time it is when you're hearing that.
This is Teddy, the little Teddy. Thanks for listening to my granddaddy's podcast.
All Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by CoinTrader Inc. For real-time prices on gold, silver, palladium, and platinum 24/7, go to goldpricesnow.com. That's goldpricesnow.com.